exploring crack's legacy on Black communities and the decay of familial structures.
You think they just doing this shit for fun? Them motherfuckers studying you. In order to defeat your enemy and destroy him, you have to know him. You have to, and Jimmy, you play chess. You got to know how to attack, and you got to know how to protect your men just in case they being attacked. This shit is real. But that crack, that shit destroyed us. My mom was a crack addict, and I saw it. That shit destroyed her. She was a good person before that. Even my dad, that shit destroyed them. That heroin
You
and that
got me with
crack.
that,
I was
Cairo.
like, oh
Damn.
my God. Yeah, they set up little tracks for you. If you see a 50, sometimes they'll set a wallet in a train station and you don't know it's a cameraman around watching everything you're doing. They'll set a wallet right there and be watching you to see if you're going to pick it up or return it. Go on YouTube. You see all these experiments. It's experiments. They
Even
run
all I
experiments on
see in
us
the
all the
comments,
time.
all I see say she's pretty much a half crack baby. All I see, so one of her parents, Jamie, that shit hit hard, bro. We saw it with my bro.
Yeah,
I
see,
so dope.
Jamie,
I'm not proud to say
90s
that, homie.
babies. He
That
don't
shit
see
was
it.
everywhere. Jamie, how often do you hear people say it was so much money in the 90s? Where you think that money came from? You and Solo was just being born, bro. It was Jamie. Not just Jamie. I challenge anybody to ask anybody alive right now. I don't care if they 80, 90 years old. I've done this social experiment before. Ask them what decade in their lifetime did they witness the most money flow around, and they're going to tell you the 90s. You can ask somebody me and Cairo age all the way up to 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. And they're going to tell you, man, it was a lot of money in the 90s. And it came from illegal crack. I want to make this one point real quick that I didn't get to fit in earlier.
And who
I
had all
started
that
off
money,
on it with the
Todd? Black
Panthers.
people.
What happened?
I said the black people were spending all that money because we had it. That's why I'm telling you, like Black Wall
Right.
Street. Remember, they went over there and cropped us. They crop. We had money. Like even they still do it today. You don't think it's a coincidence in Atlanta where all black people at? You have the most gay and homosexual people there. No, they put. I'm gonna tell you how they attack us. This shit is deep. Even in our hair products, man. Just watch they clone Tyrone. I swear to God, that's gonna tell you everything you need to know. Because when they use all these things against us, we cannot connect with the universe. The food, you putting bad energy in your body. You're rubbing lotion on your body. Half of the shit on the back of the lotion bottle you can't even pronounce. That's poison because your skin is your number one organism. You don't think these things are subtly messing with your cognitive? All of this hair products you put in your hair, toothpaste, they put
Right.
fluoride in it. All of this shit because they don't want you to connect this bigger than us. Why do you think if we got a natural satellite, right? Why the fuck you putting an artificial one up there? Think about this shit is esoteric. They have esoteric knowledge. Just what that
Very
1%
esoteric.
know.
Yeah.
Yes, this shit is deep, man.
It's an
Deep.
esoteric agenda, a hidden agenda. Even the
Yes.
TK, I ain't forgot your story, what you told us, and it's very unfortunate. The TK talking about the most money I seen flow was during the pandemic. The pandemic do rival the. I don't know if the pandemic rival the 90s. Who's my brother said the 90s. That's Hezzy. But no, y'all. Let me get this one point. Let me get this one point that I've been trying to say. And I'm gonna shut up for the next 10 minutes. The Black Panthers did a great job fighting off the heroin epidemic in every city across this country, at least the major cities that they had chapters in. So they was trying to do it with the heroin, but the Black family was still together.
And
When
key
they
point,
remember when the Panthers,
wait, real fast. And what happened to Huey Newton? He became a victim of what?
crack. Case
Thank
closed.
you.
I think that's it. That we could drop the mic on that, Cairo.
Thank you. Look how. Thank you. Soon as he got a hold of that crack, everything just went all bad. He went from being a blessing.
That's one thing.
Jamie, that nigga abandoned the mission for bro. People will leave their families for crack. You ain't hear what people were saying earlier?
I mean, that's the biggest step. That I know, Mike.
Huey P. Newton ended up on crack,
He
fam.
don't
That's
get
one
it
of
because
our.
he's a 90 babies. He's a 90. Remember on New Jack City when G Money was
So hold
introducing to
up.
crack to Nino and he said this shit, this will have a bitch sucking yo Jimmy all night.
All
That's how
night. He didn't say
powerful crack
coke. He
was.
said crack. We
That was
saying
that. He
y'all
said
heard
this
what I
real
said
shit in the
earlier.
bottle.
Yeah.
And
All
remember
of
the
that
old
may
man,
be
he
fine.
killed Nino because
I'm
the
not
crack was destroying
arguing.
the communities.
This is the thing. I'm not arguing that crack wasn't very powerful.
Damn,
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it
Ooh, somebody
wasn't.
hung.
It didn't do the most
I'm
damage
gonna tell you the same.
to us.
All I see for
And
me said,
DeMarcus actually is older than me. I know he's not in my age group, and he disagreed with me as well. He agreed with me as well and said it's not the crack, it's
let's see,
that.
let's see if we can get through to Jamie with his favorite rapper. All I see for me said, most the Panthers got on crack. Look at Tupac mom. Come on, Jamie.
Yep. Thank
Like
you.
that shit.
So where's that?
Tupac
That
mom
don't
was
mean nothing.
a
And his dad
Panther,
too.
and his dad was that crack was devastating, bro.
That crack
Nah,
was
the 80s
definitely
and
still
90s, I grew
devastating.
up in what was the murder capital in the nation back then. So where were you, darling? You must have been in New Orleans. New Orleans was the murder cap in '94. That's the year right before I went to Southern. Well, you said nah, the 80s and the 90s, and I grew up in what was the murder capital in the nation back then. So that was either Memphis. That's what I be telling James. Like, when is Memphis gonna turn down? Them niggas been on the murder capital list since Cairo. When I came to Southern, New Orleans was on there. Memphis, New Orleans was at the top. Y'all had a billboard that said "Die should not kill." That's how bad it was in New Orleans. And Memphis was on the list then. So I'm trying to understand what we got to talk. Isn't Trump toning this shit down a little bit now?
To my knowledge, it has gone down, but some people disputing it. I don't know. But let me go ahead and play this video and see what y'all got to say about this. Oh shit.
Fact of the matter is, Black women, they become educated, and which is to say they go to university and they become more like liberal white women. And they
This shit
have this
keep low.
silly ideology of like, I'm gonna be independent. It's like, look, you don't have the same history as the white woman. When the slave master was dominating, I trust he was dominating the woman as well. When we were here in the hells of North America enslaved, you weren't getting dominated by the Black man. What you need to get independent from, love? When you came out of slavery, were you being dominated by the Black man? No, the Black man was barely in control of himself. He wasn't dominant in the society. And what do you mean you want to get out and be independent? Were you a homemaker? Were you a stay-at-home mom? Probably not, because Black people mostly never had incomes like that to sustain that life model at large scale. So you're basically rebelling against something that never was real in your life. The woman says, well, the money or the man? I'll take the money. I guess Benjamin Franklin is a little bit more reliable than, fill in the blank, right? But if you actually have tribe, people who care about you, you have strong families, that you can always rely on and take to the bank. These are the things that have destructed our communities. And community or tribe is very important. You can always rely on that. If you're actually in a tribe, we'll be forced to take care of each other. There'll be necessity. They say necessity is the mother of invention. What we need to invent is the Black family because it's currently dead. Of course, my heart goes out to people who are struggling, but I think mostly they're not struggling as much as they think they're struggling. This is really where they're struggling. This is where the real poverty is in the mind. It's not in the pocket. So I say, get away those SNAP benefits. SNAP has destroyed Black families. They're coming from a people and from a government that's never loved us. And we need to start getting back to the basics. So I actually celebrate. I think it's a holiday. It's a holiday when he cut off the benefits. So in terms of Black people, we're just talking about Black people. We have it. In fact, we're the wealthiest Black people on planet Earth. So we have it. And there's something called civil society. Civil society fills in the gap where government is not doing the work. And the truth is, government's original mandate is not to do all this extra stuff. It's to do the things that will be of common benefit. Government's job is not to reallocate capital. So what should government do? Roads, bridges, because you don't build bridges. So what we must stop doing is believing so deeply in Black inferiority and white supremacy that we think that we cannot do for ourselves. We're in an important place where we got to be serious. Like you see all of a sudden the white supremacists are going a little bit harder. Birth rate of the Black female is 1.94, which is not enough for replacement. So our population is declining. We see Trump talking about a 50-year mortgage rate, which is like, what, you got to get a mortgage when you're 8 years old to own a house? So the world is in a very sensitive place.
All right. So there's the video. Response on him saying that, well, basically SNAP benefits destroyed us.
No, with SNAP benefits is a part. I mean, the food stamps
They
been
came
around.
after
Remember, we
crack
old enough to remember the paper food
when they
stamps.
took the
Anybody
fathers
else want
out
to
the
go?
house. So
Huh?
you had to go get on something in order for that other subsidized income to make up for that partner that wasn't there. That came way after crack. Because you got to think
Right.
about it, in the 70s and the 60s, we didn't have SNAP. In the
Right.
80s, that came later on when the father was already cracked out or something. You know what I mean? But a lot of
Cause
things he
right.
said was factual.
Yeah, it was.
But when did SNAP come? I mean, when did SNAP first begin? The program where people
I
start
don't
receiving
fucking know.
it.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm
That's what I'm
old
telling you.
enough to
That came
remember,
after the father
like,
was out of the home. You have to
right,
have a subsidy for something
right,
that's missing that you don't
right.
have.